In this video, I'm going through 7 life and money lessons that I wish I knew earlier. Let's get into it. Number 1, be happier with your food order. I was listening to a podcast the other day and they were talking about different personality types and how when making a decision, there is often the perfectionist and the pragmatist. The perfectionist is someone who needs all the information available before they make a decision. When ordering at a restaurant, they will need to know everything on the menu back to front, see each item before they place the order. Whereas the pragmatist is someone who is content with having enough information to make a decision. They don't need to know every single detail. They'll skim the menu and they'll pick whatever they think they like the looks of. And research shows is that the pragmatist personality type is in fact more likely to be happier with the decision that they make and more likely to get things done. With most things in life, we tend to wait for that one day or that perfect moment or that perfect timing before being able to do something. We find ourselves in this state of analysis paralysis, gathering every piece of information before taking action. And this was something that I was guilty of. I found more often than not, it led me to passing up opportunities because I didn't have all the information available to take it up. And I'll just stay in the same place day after day. But recently, I've really started to embrace and take into the pragmatic approach. I'll aim for a certain level of understanding or information. And then once I have that, I'll make the decision on that thing. And I found that since I've been taking this approach, I'm getting more things done. I'm moving forward and I'm not getting hung up on the small things, because at the end of the day, we can't have all the answers or wait for complete certainty before doing something, because perfection only exists in hindsight. Point 2, invest in your ability to start from scratch. In the book, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant, there's a sentence that's written that really resonated with me. Naval says, "I like to think if I lost all my money and you dropped me on a random street in any English-speaking country, within 5 or 10 years, I'd be wealthy again, because it's just a skill set I've developed that anyone can develop." This sentence really challenges the notion that most people associate with wealth creation. They think that to make money or to build wealth, you need to come from an initial place of privilege to start with. You need money to start with, or you don't stand a chance. Instead, Naval suggests that financial success comes from investing in education and high-value skills like sales, like marketing, like coding, like entrepreneurship. The better you can get at these high-value skills that are important in almost every industry, they align with market demands, the better you'll be financially compensated. And through this, you'll be able to create more value in a shorter amount of time than what it takes most others. The third thing is not to be stuck in your ways. Something my dad has often said to me is that you should be like water, always willing to take the shape of whatever vessel you're in. When something changes, when something new happens, instead of resisting it and fighting against it, embrace it and understand how you can use that thing to your advantage. For instance, with the whole AI development, I've seen different people react differently to it. On one side, there's a group of people that think it is the worst thing ever. They resist it. They think it should be contained or stopped, and they fear that it will lead to mass job losses, huge negative consequences. And then there's another group of people who are already using it. They've started forming their business around it. They're using it to streamline processes and help them open up new opportunities. If you constantly resist change and hold on to this preconception of what something should look like, you are going to get left behind. The world will move on, and it's up to you if you want to take on the opportunities that come with being like water. Point number 4, extraordinary results come from doing ordinary things from an extraordinary period of time. The thing that really makes this sentence real for me is the journey of my YouTube channel. A lot of people have said, "Oh, you grew pretty quickly in a short space of time." But what people don't see is the year of work that went on behind the scenes beforehand. When I first started, I'd get 9 or 10 views maximum on each and every single video. But I kept going with only 9 or 10 views for longer than most people would have. I was consistently producing content and putting in the effort to improve with each video. And after 11 months of starting my channel, I hit my first 1,000 subscribers. Trying something out and doing it once or twice and basing your success on the results from doing it once or twice isn't going to get you anywhere. It's the consistency and the persistence in doing that thing over and over again, even when there are shinier objects and alternative options that come to you along the way. I've said this before, my mindset with starting something new is give yourself a predetermined period of time that you will try that thing for and give it your all during that time. See how it goes, where it gets to, and after that predetermined time, decide whether you want to continue or evaluate and if you want to pivot. But embrace the power of consistency and understand that extraordinary results are often just the product of ordinary actions done diligently and persistently over an extended period of time. Don't underestimate the action of showing up every day and what that will do for you in getting to your goals. Point 5, be real about what you want. This is one that took me years to digest, most of my early 20s, and I do wish I had been real with what I actually wanted with myself earlier. What I thought I wanted in life was one thing, but what I actually wanted was completely different. And it was only in the last couple of years where, and I've said this before, I attribute it to this planner, where it just forced me to look inwards and understand what it is that I wanted, not what society's idea of fun is, not what social media's idea of fun is, just what my definition of a good life is. And for me, it was being able to work from whenever I wanted, from wherever in the world that I wanted to, and also having an impact along the way. And it sounded like a far-fetched dream at the time, but when you strip away everyone else's view on what life looks like and you put your energy into the thing that you really want, then you're onto something, and there's no stopping you, in my opinion. Next, we have pay to free up time. I've seen people earning a lot of money, but just can't spend it. They can't pay for something or pay for someone to do something because they can do it themselves and save money in the process. But the concept of putting a value on your time underlines an important part of personal economics that is missed in this whole equation. Your time has a certain monetary value, and you should utilize it in a way that maximizes this value. When you spend time on tasks that could be outsourced, you are inadvertently lowering your financial value of your time. For instance, if you earn $50 per hour in your job or your business and you spend 5 hours doing a task that a professional could do for $100, you're effectively losing out on $150, $250 of your potential earnings minus the $100 cost by doing this task yourself. By spending time on that thing, you're potentially foregoing the benefits of what you can do better. And this doesn't necessarily mean having to spend every hour of your time doing something that can give you returns. It also means outsourcing to free up your time. It also means outsourcing to free up your mental space and free up your energy so that you can be more productive on the things that you do work on. This is a hard concept to follow, especially if that thing you're outsourcing isn't directly or indirectly making you money straight away. But changing the way you think about money and understanding that you do eventually get to a point where you need to spend money to make money, it will end up being more economical for you in the long run. And number 7, pay attention to your credit score. This is boring, but it is worth getting right because it will save you so much money. Some of our biggest purchases in life, a home mortgage, a car, unless you have the cash to buy it outright, they rely on some kind of debt. And so when you do get out a loan for these purchases, you want to make sure you're getting the best possible deal on it. And a key component to that is having a high credit score. If you have a high credit score or lenders perceive you in a good light, you're more likely to get amongst the best interest rates in the market because you're someone that is seen to be responsible with their money. But if your credit score is lower because you didn't focus on it, you may qualify for a higher interest rate, and over the course of 5, 10, 15 years time, this can cost you tens of thousands. It's something that you really want to pay attention to sooner rather than later. So those are 7 life and money lessons. For those of you that made it this far, I'm not going to be releasing a video next Sunday because I'm recording a video every day during the week for the Money Bootcamp, and there's only so much I can face the camera. So thank you for making it this far, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.